ESA Cup Season 5. It's nice to see everyone back again, and tonight we've got two games for you. We have Manic Suiciders XV versus Votum to start the evening off, and that will start off just shortly. I do apologise for that brief technical pause that we just had there. Just when we were starting off, things were a little bit shaky there, but we're now back up and running and sorted. And the second game is Minions versus One Punch. Now that one will be kicking off at 9:15 Central Eastern Time, and like I said in all my casts before, just deduct an hour there if you're in GMT. Now, in terms of these two games tonight, it's just going to be myself that's hosting Chamberine. Look, and I know at the top of your graphic there it does show that Ariel will be joining tonight, but she's unfortunately not able to make it. It will just be myself tonight, and we've got two maps, so it'll be exciting evening I'm hoping for. Now I'm just waiting for the players to get into the lobby, and then we'll have a look at the map bands. We can see where we're going to be going for this one. But in terms of the actual games tonight, I'll just go over what they mean in terms of the actual positions and where we are in the season. Now, we're in week number 6, of course. We're in the dying embers of the last couple of weeks of the group stages, and then we'll be moving in towards those playoff areas. But for now, we're still in the groups. We still have 2 weeks. We still have a couple of games left for both sides, and that means though that things are starting to get spicy as these top 4s of each group are decided. It looks as though they are starting to take shape, or they have at least taken quite a bit of shape, but there's still a couple of parts to be decided, a couple of areas that are still up for contention. Now, Minions have technically already qualified, based on what I'm looking at just now. It looks as though they have already got themselves through, I think so anyway, just based on what I'm looking at. They are 9 points clear of the 5th place team, which means that they are still in a position to go through. I think there may be a couple of rescheduled games to be played though, so this is a thing where things get a little bit exciting and a little bit messy at the end of the season. But in terms of the actual impact tonight's games will have, we have Minions on 14 points at the moment. We have Revolut in second in the group. Now this is Group D, and Revolut are on 12 points. Votum are on 9 points. Maniac Suiciders are on 7 points. Yod on 5. Izanime on 4. Evo on 3. And One Punch on 0. Now, Minions are starting to run away with the group. They are 2 points clear, but they are looking to get themselves into a better position in terms of getting into the playoffs in that pole position. Of course, there is still contention though down at the bottom, because you have Votum versus Maniac Suiciders, and this will decide that 3rd place. Well, not quite decide it, but it will at least give an edge to whoever wins tonight. If Maniac were to win it, they go to 10 points, just edging out Votum. to their 9 points. But if Votham are able to get this to get up onto that 12 points and they start to open up the gap between them and the 4th place position, and they almost solidify themselves in that top 4. Now, just waiting on a couple of people to get into the lobby, and then we'll get started with these matches, and we'll go over the map bands and we'll have a look at which map we're going to be heading to for this game this evening. Now, the first map we're going to be going to is Clubhouse, of course. It is a pretty standard map. We've seen it quite often throughout the season. Now, in terms of the actual map picks that have came through, this is the 9th time it'll have been played for this entire season. Not quite anywhere near the highs of Chalet at 14 and Villa at 13. However, that is where we're going to be going tonight. Clubhouse, it's going to be a banger of a game. Of course, Clubhouse is always a good one to watch. It's very strategic, very exciting, and we were almost on Bank. Bank was the last ban that we got to. Chalet was the second last ban before that. So Chalet could have creeped through again, but it doesn't quite get through to getting played tonight. It is going to be Clubhouse that we go to. And I do apologise if you can hear my cat in the background. He is causing a little bit of havoc. But we are going to get cracking with this game. Of course, we are ready to go now. I have everyone in the lobby and we are ready to go. Now, Clubhouse is where we head to. The game is now ready to go. Things are starting now, and we'll get a look at what these teams have on offer this evening. And like I say, Clubhouse is where these teams will go for their showdown. And into the ban phase, we'll have a look at what these two teams are going to be getting rid of inside of this map. Now, Votham starters off on the attack, and with that, they are going to be not be able to bring along a Monty, of course, because that's just been banned away by the defending side of MS, and they'll get rid of that just now. And make sure that no one can push up toward that rafters area using a Montaigne, and the Maverick is the next one to fall to that ban phase. Usually you do see one of the hard breachers go on this map. It's usually one of the main 3, of course, and it's going to be Mav this time, so no Mav Tricker will be coming out. They're going to have to rely on the Thatcher plays or Cali or whatever they would like to play. Thunderbird, another one that's going to be banned away. Doesn't have quite so high a ban rate at the minute. I'll say quite high. She's been banned away 12 times. This will be the 13th time. She's got 18.2% of the bans so far this split. So, not too surprising to see her be banned away. Mozzie is on about 10.6% at the moment. And so yeah, pretty strong bans in terms of what we've seen. This Monty ban, though, I believe is one of the first bans that we'll have seen of the Monty. Let me just have a look at the statistics I have for that. Not the first one, no. This is the 5th time Monty has been banned within the group stages. 6.1% of the ban rate at the moment. And Maverick as well. He has actually been banned about 3 times he's been banned. This will be the 4th time he's been banned. 4.5% of the ban rate. So not too common in terms of these bans, but still common enough that they make an impact, of course, and they'll have an idea of what they want to do with it. But we'll certainly have a look at where these defenders are going to be setting things up, and it looks as though we'll see that traditional SSG roam style. Well, I'll say that, but it's not actually the middle floor, the bottom floor. It's actually the middle area, the bar, and well, it used to be stock. I think it's bar and bar now, if I remember rightly. As to where we'll be going. Sponge stage, I believe, is the call.
10 seconds to go. 5 seconds to go. attackers are heading out to defuse the
Now,
bomb.
like I said, in terms of the points distribution for this game, this does shake things up a little bit depending on what the result would be. If Votam were to win this one and they take this all 3 points, they would be comfortably well within the top 3 of this group, and that would pretty much put it out of reach for Maniac Suiciders to get into the top 3 of that group. If Maniac won it though, then they'll be in the position to sneak up in front of Votam and get themselves into 3rd place. Now, Votam sweeping through the map as we speak to get towards that top floor and then CCTV and pushing towards that construction area. Moritz, though, has the double up alongside his Frost teammate of Sanity inside of Bedroom. They have that deployable shield there. The drones come through, they gather the information, and the first pick does go towards Smash, who finds Lulu on the other side of the map. That's actually the crucial pick there, as the Mira is the first to fall. And that is just inside. I think that from the hatch, just inside of Logistics, does go for the drop straight away, looking for the freebie onto the back of the head of Sanity, and does get it, looking for the 3rd, but can't quite land the shots. This Furcless takes quite a bit of damage though, but surely the call is gained that there's one inside of the bathroom. Not aware of the fact that Furcless has remained on the staircase, gets down for their troubles, and the Impact Nade does come up to find its victim. Pokeballed out of the round. Smash falls, so 3 versus 2 situation though, but looking for another one on the staircase, can't find it. Flipper puts Moritz in the dirt, and now it's a 1 versus 3 situation with Furcless down inside of the stage area. Has the angles to onto that hatch as an Impact Nade though, but Keeks is on the hatch and waiting for the swing and waiting for the player to come to that head hole, and does find the shot, and the kill goes towards Votam and the round as well with that fall. They take the first round in the clubhouse.
Attackers need to locate and defuse
Now,
as
in
many
terms
bombs
of the site, we're still got in the same place. They seem to think that this is worth the retry, and it's a very interesting technique to go for this one because it's barren stage and it's not really a common pick for a lot of people. It's one of those tertiary sites. It does very much sit on the fringes of the picks for most teams. It doesn't really get play through a lot of the time. I don't think we've ever really seen it that much in the clubhouse games that have been played throughout the season. So it's a surprise that they're going to decide to go here twice, and it looks as though they're going to try and dedicate to holding on to that bedroom area again. They seem to think that they can iron out the creases that they had in that last and previous round, and we'll see if they can do that. Let's see if they can make amends for what was a pretty poor round in the end on that defensive side. The attackers of Votam though will be ruining the chance to get into what's the same site and see if they can get the same execute as before. Flipper gets this started off towards the garage push, and the pressure does come through early on. Furcless taking a lick of damage downstairs in that kitchen area, just popped out towards that rappel that's been held there. But, well, not the rappel anymore, but Smash on the trash side, just waiting for someone to come through for that rotate into the main stairs area. Furcless takes just a tiny bit of damage, not be too worrisome at the moment. Smash now trying to go for the drones there just to try and get the information on the player inside of kitchen. On the roof though, we do have Shimizu inside of Logistics in the moment, just going for the drone. Knows there's not a player inside of Logistics anymore, but does get the spot onto the Mira, and the Mira's going to fall here, but not quite able to get the kill just yet though. Shimizu does eventually come out on top versus Lulu, and that's the first victim to fall. Mira yet again falls towards that Logistics side though, but the second kill though is going to go towards Keeks though, who finds Sanity, and Smash though is eventually dealt with outside, and it is Furcless to find that pick, and the Echo at least finds one downstairs inside the kitchen. Moritz on the staircase now, retreating a little bit down to the bottom floor, wanted to get himself out of that situation as the incoming pressure came down the staircase from Shimizu, and now Votam are in a comfortable position to begin some of this vertical play to get themselves down on towards this site, and they can begin to constrict and try and organise this execute though. Flipper finds one on the reverse angle through the floorboards. That's just it falls to that death, and now Moritz though, it's going to be a big player here as he goes for the rotate round. The Nomad air jab though, surely that's going to be heard, and Flipper knows exactly where this flank will be coming from. Moritz is coming up and doesn't know that he's going to be coming straight into the arms and line the sight of Flipper, who's on the coverage just waiting for the swing to come through. Notices the player player but doesn't win the gunfight. It's a 2 versus 2 as Furkos is able to kill Shmishu at the same time, and now it's a triple kill for Furkos, who finds himself a quad on the round. Furkos goes massive out of kitchen, out of nowhere. The Baron coming in clutch, and Moritz there just getting the diffuser on lock, and somehow it is clutched up for Maniac Suiciders.
Defenders win.
Votom there will be ruining that chance because, of course, they've just dropped that round from a 4-2 situation. They had the man count, they had the man advantage, they had the round advantage, they had the diffuser down, they had everything in place, and the coverage just wasn't there. It was dropped. Furkos goes massive inside of kitchen, is able to pop out there and get himself a quad on that round, and just undoes all of the good work that was done by Votom. They drop a round, it's 1-1 now, and we will have to see a change in sights, of course, because we've seen that win come through. Now, I don't think they won it because of the result of that sight. It wasn't anything to do with the fact that it was bar and stage. I don't think it was a setup that really stood out in terms of the strategy of it. But, of course, when a player goes massive and gets a quad kill, then you can't really argue with it. They did win that site, they'll have to change things up. They'll go to the top floor this time, and it will be gym and bedroom, and they will bring out this Mira, which is well versed at this point and not really had an impact as of such in this game so far. Sanity has been on this one the last couple of times, and I think has fallen both times quite early on. The Votom will get started on a west side push as we see the Osa being picked here, brought alongside Snowball on that ace as they double up together on the west side, and they want to get in towards the site and that hot top area, which is fully reinforced. And it's interesting that that is the choice that is made, because usually that mirror window, it does face onto a wall that is half open, and the other mirror window is inside of logistics, which, funnily enough, has been an issue for Maniac Suiciders both times. They've not been able to get profit of it at all because no one has played actually on that mirror, and there is an actual opportunity here, a pre-fire through that hatch, and there is a free kill to be had. The head is spotted there, and surely not able to react in time, and Sanity does come out on top. Shimizu isn't able to land enough bullets onto the body of Sanity, who comes out in the better situation. The life being claimed early on, and that is the opening pick in favour of MS, who now have an opportunity to open up this round and get themselves into the lead as they hold on to Secret Stash inside. It's just waiting, lying, hoping that someone can push in here slowly. It has an angle downstairs and towards kitchen as well, which Smash does enter from. Those there could be a player on the reverse of it. Does hold it for a second, but has pulled the nade out. Sanity is aware of it, heard the nade pull, and doesn't land any shots. Not enough anyway to do anything on to Smash, and still wary of that angle, just holding on, and teases it out a little bit and decides to get himself out of that situation. Doesn't want to take on that reverse angle from the top down inside of kitchen. Furkos, of course, just off the back of that quad kill, knows that there is an Osa shield on that window and has impacts in pocket that could be used to get rid of it. No, but isn't going to do that, as the Osa's going to melee that off just so that they have an option. No, another player does shoot it off though, and Smash is the one to profit off of that, as they were aware that Furkos was still inside of CCTV, and now it's a 4 versus 4 situation. Both teams now evenly balanced, and inside of Jim, Lulu has taken quite a bit of damage, but I don't think they are aware of how close the proximity they are to that window, and that's exactly what happens. The swing comes through, no one's aware that there's a player inside of Jim. No, but Snowball's found their way into the site and finds a kill. Moritz gets himself downed, and it's a 3 versus 2 situation as Keeks is able to find that Moritz kill, and 2 versus 2 now swings out as Just is able to find one. No, looking for another on the main staircase. It's a double kill for them on the round, and the hop-in comes in towards Jim, and the proximity alarm is singing loud and clear. Keeks surely is aware there's someone inside of the bathroom area, goes for the swing, can't quite land the shots, and Just puts him into the dirt, but the trade comes through at the same time, but there's still one member alive in the form of the Mira on this round, and that means that the defenders will win that second round, or that third round, and they will now get themselves into the lead.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Now, with a win on that round inside of Gym and Bedroom, they will have to rotate the site further because they won't have any other option except from CCTV, excuse me. And they want them to go there because, of course, it's a very common site to be defended. It's a very common site to be attacked, and a lot of players do know how to do it, and it doesn't seem like they want to try and show that, at least, to Votum, who might have a plan to get into that, because, of course, you know, they have that map that was banned by Votum, and it doesn't look like that is something that they have in their attack that they wanted to bring anyway, so they may have a plan for the Thatchers. Maybe that's why they don't want to go up there. Maybe they want to bring those EMP nades, and that is what the situation would be, and why MS want to go to that bottom floor. And they don't really want to give the opportunity to Votum to get a good execute, because the operators are open for just taking a little bit of damage inside of that secret area. Just teased his spawn peak a little bit towards the garage door, and Flipper was the one that was trying to profit off of their positioning and moving through the map here towards garage. Does spot a footprint and will be able to track this player down, and at least has the ping coming through that the Womai is now back inside of sight. They don't have to worry about that roam game no longer, but the off-site play come first in towards Dirt, as most of the members of MS are inside the site in that blue area all towards dummies, and they are just hanging around and waiting for the attacks to get through this map. And it looks like patience is the name of the game as we slowly sweep through this map for the attackers. It's 2 minutes on the clock now as we get to the central staircase, and now they have an opportunity to get them towards the hatch and see if they can get it opened up. Of course, Cade is on the board, and they'll slow things down a little bit. They don't have anything that they can deal with this, unfortunately. They haven't brought any impact EMPs at all, or the Thatcher, which is an interesting choice considering the map and the opportunity that he presents on this one particularly. But they have brought the IQ if they want to try and deal with this. They are able to spot out some of that utility, and at least they're able to get that opened up. Interestingly enough, Shimizu doesn't seem to want to avoid the breaching charge shot there that does come out. But move to the side. You can see just below that you have Sanity with the Nitro Cell in hand. They decides instead to just get themselves back to the Arsenal deep room there, and just doesn't want to quite go for the C4 yet. Lulu, though, on the reverse angle, though, finds the head of Shimizu on the upside down rappel, and that will be at least one dealt with. It's not even upside down rappel, it's just the reverse angle through the floorboard, though has an impact there, but there is one on the coverage, and they will get the down and the kill, and it's a 4 versus 4 situation, courtesy of Keeks on the Nomad, who has the shot through the floorboard, finds the Falk. But there's still pressure coming down towards the kitchen as that Havana works to get this hatch opened up. There are no longer any impact nades available except from Just, who is in a situation where they can't quite go for that. They're in towards that utility remote towards oil, waiting for the drop to come through, but no one's on that side of the map. It doesn't look like Votum are even focused on it. Down the main staircase we go, smashes in the most aggressive position, up the main stairs, down the main stairs even as he comes through towards one and getting just turns at the wrong time as Moritz is able to just profit off of a position that was just not being paid too much attention to, not aware of the fact they're inside a moto, and Moritz gets himself a double. And just like that, this round has been completely blown wide open. Keeks and Snowball left with it all to do for the side of Votum, but surely the calls came that they're inside of Moto now. Spots the head, spots a shoulder, not able to land enough shots, so Keeks coming out worse for wear though, but the peak comes through straight into the gunfire of the Nomad, and that is Moritz to fall. Not quite able to get himself the triple on the round, and Snowball is in a situation where he's inside of sight, but there's still one member inside of Dirt though. Smoke Babes are available as well should they need it. It is eventually going to send it out though, but the hunt is coming down, the shotgun in hand. Furk goes through that and he's going to get himself a double inside of Dirt. The push came through and they were just not able to deal with the smoke, quite literally, inside of Dirt. And it's another round going towards MS on their defense. Shaky start from them, but they've tidied things up in these previous rounds, and it looks as though they've got the momentum that Votum wanted. But no, it's actually Maniac Suiciders who have it. And they're the ones that want to win this. They need the points tonight, or the hopes and dreams of them getting through the rest of this competition are all but dead. Well, they're still there. They're still in 4th position after this night, but it does spice things up depending on how the Yod game goes as well. They're not quite out if they lose this. They're still in that 4th spot. However, with a potential of only 6 points available after that, they are well under pressure from Yod should they lose this one today and Yod get their win.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds to go. Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse it. Reload!
Now, we finally head up to CCTV to try things different here for Maniac Suiciders, who have opted to go for that bandit play, and that looks as though they are going to go for that trick, and that is the idea, and we'll see if that is successful in a moment, because Thatcher, of course, is on the board, and they do have the ace on side as well to make sure that that wall does get opened up, but they don't have any other opportunity to go for a hard breach. I do say that, but I just realised that we have Thermite as well on the same side, and they sweep through the map from the west side as well. Looks like there's a split push to come through as Keeks and Flipper are already in towards bedroom, as Moritz now will be under pressure. There's no one out there to prevent this here. Furkle still finds a C4, and that is right onto the breach to deal with Thatcher now. The ace is able to open the wall though, so it's not completely a loss for the attackers now, as they're at least able to get the wall partially open. The one impact nade did stop that from going completely open now, but the smoke is dealt with, and that's all three of those canisters dealt with easily though. But look at the unfortunate timing there for Forkghost, who just gets caught running past that hole in the wall coming up the red staircase, just not aware of the fact there's a pre-fire to come through that gap, and Flipper's going to find himself another one from construction as well, and still peppering in the shots towards the top of red staircase. Under pressure, Lulu just trying to trade blow for blow with Flipper, but 3 versus 2 situation, Lulu is able to find Keeks on the other side. So 2 versus 2 as Lulu goes massive to the top of the red stairs and find a double, looking for the third, threads the needle through the gap into the head of Flipper, and it's looking like we're going to see a massive clutch here. Swings it all the way through into the favour of MS somehow from the brink. They take the lead in this round. Votum though have one member left alive who has all to do. The shoulders will be heavy with the pressure inside this round. The smash now just meleeing open one of these castle barricades down below inside the lounge, but surely that sound cue comes up through the floorboards, and they're aware of the fact that something's coming up red stairs, and that is Lulu just moving up there, and they're able to land that shot and deals with it no problem at all. Lulu 3k on the round. May actually be a quad. Let me just look. I think it was a quad.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Top floor hold this time, of course, as we head to gym and bedroom yet again. This time the Mira is in the hands of Sanity. Again, not been having the greatest time. Was able to get the pick the last time instead of logistics. Shut the Finca play on that hatch. And let's see if they can come up with something again. See if they can win this round now. Of course, they're leading 4-1 now in this defensive half of Clubhouse, and they'll be feeling mighty fine as they head in towards the dying round of this half.
Attackers' objective is to locate.
Final round before we split and change sides and move towards the other side of this attack, and we'll see what they have in store on the other side. But for now, we'll see if the attackers can provide the goods inside of this.
Initiating jammer!
The wall is opened up early and inside the 30 seconds of this first round, and they are now have the pressure in towards that hot tub area and towards bathroom. The impact nade goes onto the Mira there just to make sure that they can't open it up. Lulu will be under pressure, has the C4 primed and ready, sends it out, but it won't find its mark because there's no one there to receive it. They've already ejected it from that scenario. Sanity still holds onto the hatch, waiting for any pressure to come through. Keeks with the rotate towards that CC area, just again to cut any chance of a jump out coming through. Lulu though pops out from behind the bathroom Mira and just hops in towards Jim, comes through the rotate and is able to take the head of Flipper, but not able to land any more shots as they receive quite a bit of damage, and now the pressure is applied from the window. At the same time, they're double up there. The head is spotted from Shimizu, and now we're in a 4 versus 4 situation, balanced out the teams, and things are not looking too great in terms of that attack defense for a second there for Lulu, but it's been able to get at least one kit pick out of it. Furtgos though seems to try out and think that they can bring the rain from behind as they come in from that CCTV area to try and provide an angle of attack and pressure from that area, though. Still trying to deal with it. They're also not able to. The smoke wave goes out, but it's put straight in the dirt. Sanity with a long angle all the way through to the gym bedroom, the gym window, and finds that shot. And now things are not looking too great, and they're stopped in their tracks. Votem. They just don't really know what to do as they try to decide what's happening now. The push comes through, and Sanity is downed from the window. I'm not quite aware of the fact that the second player was going to be coming in there, and eventually is dealt with as Snowball is now inside of sight, and the plant can now be attempted. And it's just a case of getting the right players into the right position. Surely the sound cue is there that is happening. Just going for the flank round the back though, but only has 1 HP, and that's not enough to carry them through to get any result from this round. And now it's a 3 versus 2 situation with Moritz and Furtgos in the same position. Moritz though gets one down, is at least able to get the ace onto the floor, as Furtgos though is able to get the final pick onto Snowball. And now things are looking like it's just a blow for blow situation, just a war of attrition as we go back and forward at this moment in time. Furtgos is pushed in towards bedroom, lands quite a bit of damage onto the ash, but knows there's a player on the window. Moritz with the final shot onto the ash and pushing up towards the window. Surely he's going to have to go for the hop out or someone onto this diffuser though, but the rotate comes all the way around, and the ESA is wise to it, knows that that could be the potential to happen here, but Furtgos with a final shot into the back of Keeks, who just turned at the wrong time, and that will be another defensive round on the board for MS, who take us 5 rounds in a row. It takes the 5-1 split as they head on to their attack on Clubhouse.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Heading back up to CCTV, this time it's going to be Votem on the defense, and they've opted to go for the same idea as what we've seen from MS, as they bring out the bandits to try and counteract any chance that this wall could be opened up with Thatcher. They're going to have to try and trick it. The Thermite and the Ace coming through the double up hard breach, as we usually see on this map and usually see on this site. The Ian as well coming through for the party in the hands of Furtgos, who currently is going the highest in the lobby at 10 and 3 for this moment in time. And they are going to be hoping that they can continue this momentum into the second half, as now we begin the utility play and the juggle between the defender and the attackers as they try to open up this wall. Who is going to come up on top now? The bandit trick does go out, but are they able to select the right side of the wall as Smash now puts down the bandit charge, but isn't able to get it in time, and unfortunately that will not go the right way, but there is an Azami on board to plug that hole, but stun it too early, slightly above board there, and not able to get that plugged just yet. Moritz now drops the hatch and is looking to sweep through towards that master bedroom area and looking for any potential player that could be lurking out that side. It is Snowball, it's inside of the construction area though, but Lulu opens up the wall, puts the pressure onto Snowball, who has to get himself back towards site, and is able to do so safely without losing any damage. And is now managed to retreat to the top of the red staircase. Keeks is still down below and trying to hold off any pressure that could come in from Furtgos down inside Stock, who has an angle through those feet holes that have been created inside of Stock there for Keeks to hold on to. It's a 1.5 trade game as they try to take blow for blow. Shimizu is able to deal with Moritz there, who's was just on the hop out, able to get a shot though, but ahead is spotted, not able to land any shots from Lulu there, looking for the player inside of Cash, can't quite find it, and Nate does find its mark onto Smash now, as Just is still on that angle, quite far out there. The second jump out this time is profitable this time, and it gets a down, and it's not able to get the final pick though onto Lulu, but is at least able to get it down. And Shimizu again is still on this window, still wants to hop out, still excited and feeling himself a little bit, and wants to get hopping through that window and feels the aggression, but they're being held, cannot move a single and strong, and that's exactly what's going to happen here. Smooth's leg is spotted out, but not able to deal with this kill. Eventually does get the shot at Sanity there to profit off of that push, and that pinch comes through. Flipper now is inside of Garage, holding all the way through, and it's a very, very nice shot comes through towards that one, and a second one onto the breach, and one all the way through to the second breach inside of Cash, but the plant is going down, and things have to be made here. Another one is spotted there, and it's looking like a triple. It's looking like the potential for a quad and a clutch for Flipper, who has the Azami, and looking to try and isolate Fort Ghost into this 1v1, who's just retreated all the way back towards the logistics area, moving all the way around towards bedroom, crouch walking around. Flipper's going to plug the holes. The drone does spot them, knows the information, spots the head, but can't quite land the shots, has to take the 1v1, but doesn't know where the players moved up to, doesn't know that they've been aggressive, and now pulls back. Just holding out, waiting for the defuse to go down. Has to stick it now. Doesn't have the time because Flipper landed shots though. There's 6 seconds on the clock. It's not enough as attackers take this round. MS are able to get this onto match point on Clubhouse.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Now, Votum are seriously struggling here. They are up against it. They do have to put in a performance here. They need to win 5 rounds in a row just to get themselves into overtime, which is looking like it is increasingly getting away from them. Despite a couple of good individual performances, it's not been enough to deal with the onslaught that's just been brought out at the hands of Maniac Suiciders, with the focal point of that being Fort Ghost on 13 kills and 3 deaths. He's been on the hunt all night and he's looking to collect that MVP if he can lock this round out for MS. But they have to put up with a defense of Votum on this bottom floor in the basement area. And like I said, this does mix up the group a little bit if Maniac are able to win this one. It does change things around, and we'll go over that at the end of this game if that does happen. But Snowball bring along the Mira. And we've seen the Mira picked in just about every single round through both sides of this war inside of Clubhouse. And it's been effective to some degree, but it's not quite had the desired effect for it in a lot of scenarios. Flipper out on the roam and did have a good performance in the last round, but will be spotted now, of course, moving through the map there. And Smash, though, is the first to fall, and of course it's Fort Ghost with the first entry inside this round, is able to shut down the roaming bandit at the top of the main stairs. And that is the presence of site dealt with as Flippers that felt the need to go back to site and help out his teammates that could be under pressure in that area. But there is still one player to be located, and it is Shumisu inside of Secret Garage area. Just waiting for anyone to come through. The drop will be heard inside of Garage, and Just will have to pay attention to make sure that Shumisu doesn't get themselves a free kill. The drone does come through, and just sending it down towards oil, and it looks as though they're going to spot out that Mira and knows that there's a Goyle canister that has to be dealt with as well, but the Goyle now will be activated and move through towards Lounge. But I think that the information could be fed here, and it's going to be a trade for trade here, and Just comes out on top as just the timing there, unfortunate for the Goyle, and now things are not looking too great for Votum as they head down to a 3-5 split. A 3-5 man disadvantage. Snowball's elbow is spotted for a brief moment there, but they're able to get themselves back into Arsenal towards the dummies Mira. Keek still holding on to this Mira though towards Church despite the pressure coming in from above, and Fort Ghost is the one to do so, only on 5 HP but doing so much damage to the players on the round in the form of angles that are being created. The Keeks is not going to be in any danger from that nade that does come through the floorboard. They won't find anything there. Snowball and the Flipper are back to back now with Lulu and Sanity now double stack onto the bottom main door there, but the swing comes through and shots are landed onto Sanity, but not enough to get any profit from it. Just a little lick of damage now, and the Mira is dealt with, and now the nade comes through. Not enough to deal with Keeksto, who lands the shot into the head of Lulu, shuts down the moto push now, and they were able to sneak through there, but not able to get far enough in towards Church to deal with the player now. Just is able to get himself a double kill coming in from Blue, and that is Snowball dealt with. Flipper is still under pressure inside of Arsenal. Knows there's a player to be dealt with on the other side, but just has got himself up towards that mirror window, and surely Flipper is aware of that situation. Knows the player's coming through, but can't quite land the shots now. Just is able to pepper in the bullets now. Triple cover just on the round. He'll be looking for the quad on this. Goes on the hunt to try and find the Oryx. The plant is now going down. Sanity's looking for it, but the head is spotted, but the shot can't be found. The silencer is here, but it's not able to land anything at all as Moritz gets the final shot for Flipper and the final shot for MS on this map of Clubhouse. They take it 7-1. An MVP award there for Furt goes 14-3. A great performance from them, and they're able to win that one out for MS in convincing fashion. That's a 7-1 win in favour of Maniac Suiciders, who will be extremely happy with that performance, considering the effect that will have on the groups. And the effect that it does have, it does put Maniac Suiciders into third place. Votum now dropped to fourth on 9 points. In terms of the shape up of the rest of the group, Minions are still on top at 14 points, Revolut on 12, now Maniac Suiciders on 10 points, Votum Gaming on 9 points. So let's make things interesting. That at least for those position plays that need to be brought out in the next and last game week, which will be next week, of course. But we do still have one more game to follow up this evening, and it will be One Punch versus Minions, and that will decide at least whether or not Minions win this group. Well, pretty much. They'll almost win it. They'll be within touching distance of winning this group if they win tonight. One Punch have yet to get a point. They've lost all of their games so far, and we'll see how these things tie together and see if this is going to be a good night or a bad night for One Punch, and we'll see if Minions can continue to open up the lead at the top of that table. But for now, we'll be heading to a short break. Well, I say short break, actually. It's going to be quite some time because that game did finish quite quick, 7-1. And we can talk for quite some time, but it's not going to be enough because there is about half an hour's difference between this game and the next game. So we'll meet back here about it'll be 21:15 Central Eastern Time is when we are due to start. It is scheduled to start at that time. Of course, GMT, that is 20, so that's 8 o'clock. That's when we'll be starting. We'll be back here at 9:15 Central Eastern Time, 8:15 GMT, and that'll be the second game for this evening. And we'll see if we can get it started a little bit earlier. If we can, it just depends. We will certainly have a look. But if we are going to be back earlier, we'll certainly update you in the chat. But for now, we'll see you back here in about half an hour's time. Goodbye.